2 minutes. All right. So, real simple. Ask some questions. So, you're gonna set the tone as far as what you want to share. Obviously, I asked the question. Nothing crazy. It's not Jerry Springer or anything, but definitely want to get into the community stuff that you do. So obviously, the question is definitely going to lead towards that type thing. So, going to get into the book, of course. But you'll see. I kind of like not telling everyone.
Yeah, you got to exactly, roll with. You know?
Yeah. I want.
Yeah.
As much as you want as well. So, yeah, as viewers get in, let me, message a couple more people. They are getting better at learning how to just go to Evan Vision and click live. So that's what I'm trying to get people to do, so I don't have to send them the link every time. Because, I've been sending them the link every time to get on, and time for us to learn how to use this technology. My boys had to show me, so I ain't even gonna clown them for not knowing, because they used to going live all the time. But hey, for those that are already tuned in, welcome to the Daddy Everyday Show. I got a very special guest. Been waiting to get this brother in the studio for the longest. Our schedules matched up, and he is here, Dr. Travis Barber. Welcome to the show. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Man, thank you for coming on. Shout out to my man E for putting me in contact with this good brother. Start following his work, and I'm like amazed. So people tell me they're amazed at the work I'm doing, and then I run into a brother, and I'm amazed at the work he's doing, and you're that brother. So I just wanted to tell you I appreciate what you're doing for the community.
Respect. Thank you.
And we're definitely going to get into that. So, I'm going to ask some questions, and my man's going to bless us with his life story.
Okay.
But where you from?
I was born in Beaufort, South Carolina.
Okay.
So, they was passing through. My mother gave birth. We came on back to Fairburn, Georgia.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Wow. See, I learned something new every day, because I was thinking, I thought he was from here until you just. So growing up in Georgia, how do you think that shaped you to doing the work that you're doing right now?
Growing up in Georgia, how it shaped me to be doing the work. It's just the absence of men of not substance, but men of wise counsel and upstanding character.
Wow. Yeah, I draw on from my childhood, that leads me to doing the work that I'm doing too. So I can see that parallel. Wow. But I'm telling you, first of all, I'm just going to let you know. And guys, you got to excuse me if I'm being too much of a fan, but when a man is doing great work, you got to appreciate it and then applaud them. So like just the things you're doing. I mean, like to be real, one of the episodes that we were supposed to do earlier, you couldn't because you had the prior engagement. I'm like,
yes,
totally understand, brother. I'm like, I want to share it on my show. I was like, so I felt blessed and honored that somebody that I'm going to have on my show was doing the work that, you're doing. So I just want to go ahead and get that fandom out the way of just appreciation for this brother. Obviously, you guys see there's always something new over here. And Dr. Barber wrote a book. And I want to get into it a little bit. Of course, I read through it. And I want you to tell us what inspired you to write a book.
It didn't start off as a book. It was a living obituary. I wanted my sons to know who Travis was because all they was going to hear about was Trap, the drug dealer, the dog fighter, the womanizer, the player, the athlete. No one had ever met Travis, the man. So I started journaling in prison. Just started from my childhood all the way up to that point where I was released, and I ended up taking bits of inserts out of it and turning into the book.
Oh wow! And so like, and me reading through, I was blown away because I'm thinking, wait a minute, this man here became this man here.
Yes,
that's the work that you're doing compared to when I was reading through the book. I'm like, wow.
Real transition, real.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, metamorphosis. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like with the people that like are like, I do work with incarcerated fathers now, and a lot of them feel like they'll never get over that hump kind of thing. Like whether it's connecting with their kids, getting back to society, and everything. And you're a living testament that you can not just get back to society, but thrive and help others.
Yes.
Yeah, so like that right there alone, I'm like, oh yeah, I was so happy to have you on the show. But making that transition, was there a moment where you said, this has to stop? I have to.
Which part?
Like for you, as far as like when you were incarcerated, was that when you like, all right, I got to change?
Yeah, when I was incarcerated, that was the pivotal point of my life's total redirecting, the whole pivot. Going in the other direction when realizing just me butt naked with nothing and no one, who am I? And I had to redefine myself and strip away all the reputations and the titles that the street had gave me.
Wow. So how many years did you serve?
I served 20, but I served 10 inside and 10 on the outside.
Oh, wow. So what was life like once you got out? What kind of restrictions did you have?
All of them. All the restrictions. Hey, you can't be around other convicted felons, which I'm from Fairmont, Georgia, and half the community has a record. So you can't go out, you can't travel, no passport, no incidents whatsoever. One encounter with the police officer would revocate your parole.
Wow. Man.
Yeah, I was on eggshells for 10 years.
And it was like, no matter what progress you made, one mess up would throw all that away.
It was over with. Wow. For 2 years, you had to do 24 months before you come back and present your case to the judge, to the parole board.
Wow. So now that you're doing good work, great work in the community, what has you excited right now?
Man, knowing that every day I'm in the midst of developing new mindsets and giving young boys hope and a eagerness to be better, to be great, to just be seen, to be heard, to be recognized. And so many black boys don't get that outside of a football field or, a courtroom. But to actually get that in your classroom, in the streets, even in your profession, they don't get that. And I look, every day is exciting for me to wake up and know I'm finna go into a school, or even going into a prison or to a jail And once they hear my story, they're going to be like, I can do it too.
Right. And a lot of times that's what we're missing in our community is someone who's made it. Not just the images they see on TV of the rap stars and things like that, but you really see somebody who was right here and I made it. Absolutely. I'm doing good and all that type of stuff. Like, and I wasn't perfect, but look at me now kind of thing.
Look at me now.
Look at me now, man. So I want to get back to the book real quick. What struggles, and this is for all the wannabe, well, not wannabe authors, but soon to be authors. Like, what was the struggles that you had as far as putting the book together and releasing it?
The hardest part was for me was sharing my flaws, my insecurities, my failures, the things that most men will take to the grave. I had to put it out there for the world to see just how human I really am and was, and to give other men that strength, that ability to speak on their emotions, their softness, their insecurities, and the things that keep them from being great fathers, great men, as well as great citizens.
Wow. So what you just said is exactly what I'm starting to do now. Like in my books, a lot of it is more instructional, educational, a little bit about my past, that kind of thing. But this podcast is where I'm starting to open up more about my flaws. Like I don't know how many episodes in I was into the podcast before I even mentioned I was divorced. Like, yeah. And I was like, well, I'm trying to use my walk and my purpose to educate others, to inspire others. I have to be transparent.
Absolutely.
They have to see my flaws, not just my wins, my fails as well. So that's how I'm improving this, because now I'm able to share that. It doesn't feel like a burden, like I'm holding all this in. And there's a divorced dad out there right now that may be going through the same things I'm going through, and to see me share it, and I'm moving on. Like, you know.
So imagine going through a divorce in prison. You can't pull up, argue, cuss nobody out. You can't throw no tomato at the car. You had to sit back and wait on the phone to come on in the morning, and you got 15 minutes between each argument.
Wow. And just and see, and what I like what you're doing right now, these are the stories we don't really get. Like, we get the glorified kind of thing to make it, but we don't get like the real human side of what prison is.
Yeah. And I think I just pride myself on showing them the dark places that I had to find my way out of, for them to really understand and respect my stance right now, how bold I am for justice and for the youth and for civil rights, equality, voter registration, jury panels, and the laws that continue to enslave us. So that's why.
Do you feel like this is your divine purpose, what you're doing right now?
Yes, sir, because I did it for free for 3.5, 4 years, because I knew that just like I left my sons out here in the streets to be raised by whoever my ex-wife was dating, the information that they had isn't going to be the same information that I'm going to give my sons. And coming home and having to present new information, new mindsets, like we don't go out the house and slide, son. Different little things that I had to correct, but with grace, because I've been gone 10 years. But daddy every day, I got 4 boys. I'm writing 4 letters twice a week to each son individually about their day, my day. And so for 10 years, I didn't miss a beat. Even when I had my cell phone, I still would write my boys a letter every week. They couldn't keep up with me. But I want to make sure that they know, hey, man, I'm in your ear. I'm here.
Right.
I got you.
And one of the things I do, like with one of the prisons in Folsom State Prison in California, I give parenting tips on how to connect with their kids. So, and one of the things I mentioned was writing the letters, like going back and forth. That way you're staying connected.
Absolutely.
They know what's going on with you. Like a lot of times fathers will go into prison and they'll come out, and that whole life the kids have don't know anything about you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, so you did an outstanding job by staying connected. They know what you're going through, what your mindset is.
And even with me, with the constant letters and phone calls and visitation, my baby boy, we was riding one day. I was like, son, you proud of me? He was like, yeah, I'm proud of you. I said, what did you expect out of me or from me when I came home? He was like, I didn't have no expectations of you because I didn't know you. Honest shit he ever said.
Right.
My language.
That, and I bet you that hit.
It was bittersweet.
Right.
But for him to keep it that real, like, I ain't had no expectations of you, son. On that. That's the reality of it.
And you know what's funny is I'm glad he kept it real like that in that sense.
Yeah.
And like we need that type of honesty. Like when I talk to my boys too, like I want to have that communication. If I'm not doing my part, like if I'm not spending enough time, whatever, just be straight up with me. Yeah. Because I need to know, like, and I'm gonna tell you something. I realized like both my parents are gone right now. But my mom passed at the age I am now. So, and I realized I'm still growing up. And I realized that I didn't know it, but I was watching my parents grow up.
Yeah.
And like, so my boys are watching me grow up. And so, which means in growing up, you still make mistakes. You make mistakes growing up. So like, I'm still going to make mistakes as a father. And by no stretch of the imagination, because I give out fatherhood tips and advice and things like that, am I a perfect father? I'm still striving to be that. Yeah. If it's even possible to be perfect.
But I look at fatherhood like I did when I was playing defensive end. I'm the defensive leader, calling the plays. I miss a tackle. I get blocked, but I'm still the captain. And I'm going to keep playing. And that's leadership. When it goes well, y'all get the credit. When we lose, put that on me.
And I feel that way with my boys. Anytime they're slipping, that's on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on me. So, I definitely. How
old?
18, getting ready to go to college next fall, and 10.
Okay.
So I got 2 sons. You mentioned you have 4 boys. What are their ages?
31, 29, 22, 21, granddaughter, 2 grandsons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we work.
Yeah.
We work.
How's being a grandfather? A grandpop or
I'm grand. She call me grand.
Grand, okay.
Yeah, that's the that's the greatest feeling ever, man. Seeing your lineage, your DNA, looking back at you, you can see your mama, your son, your auntie, your uncle in one set of eyes. And man, it's just amazing, man. And I get a chance to do it all over again.
And wow. And you're a totally different man at this point doing it too. A lot wiser.
And my biggest thing is making them feel special. Pulling up to the school unannounced, big box of Pop-Tarts, popsicles, balloons, balls. I pull up and let her know that she's special. And just waiting on my grandboys to go enough for me to take them and run the world with them. But them little girls, after all them boys, man, I just want her to know that she don't need validation from no outside people, and it starts with us.
Right, absolutely. And that'll be a unique challenge for your son, but you as well, raising.
Absolutely.
You have no physical experience in raising a female in that sense, and
it brings out my soft side, but the main thing I wanted my son to see is, even when you and the mother don't get along, you still got to be cordial, and you still got to be respectful, and you still got to co-parent with this woman. And in spite of what was done, y'all got a job to do together.
Absolutely.
And I pride myself on my relationship with my ex-wife and showing them how diplomatic I can be in spite of everything that took place.
So that's, and same here as far as it'll be 4 years in June that I've been divorced, and like me and my son was just talking about with his son, and time is just flying by. but that's what I am. We're still a team because our kids are still in school. Like, so we're still a team. So you're on punishment there, it comes here. Like, we're that united front. But that's definitely important, that showing that bond and showing them that how to still treat a woman.
Absolutely.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That you have absolutely no use for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you still show with the utmost respect. So
exactly.
Oh, I love that. What's one of your proudest moments professionally?
Earning that doctorate degree, walking across that stage with that cap and gown, and my family and audience cheering my name. And I couldn't help but to think back to when I was sitting in that courtroom. My same family was in that courtroom crying my name. And then for them to be singing it and receiving an award, acknowledgement, not by anything that I purchased, bought, or obtained, but by the kindness of my heart, to be recognized by the world, to be called Dr. Travis Emery Barber, honorary for my philanthropy.
And that's the pic that's in the flyer that we use?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if you guys follow me on Instagram, and he's going to give his information later on, you'll see the photo. You can definitely tell how proud he was in the photo. Yeah. Surrounded by your boys.
That was the first one. Then the second one was getting my proclamation from the city of South Fulton, from Mayor Khalib and Councilman Mark Baker. My mother holding that plaque up. We hereby declare this day Dr. Travis Emery Barber Day from here on and hereafter in the city of South Fulton, and having all my friends and family out there. Major.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That
getting the letter from Joe Biden, Lifetime Achievement Award, for coming home from prison and standing on business and showing the world what life after indictment looks like with a felony, and being able to start a nonprofit and going to these schools with a felony, to be able to go into these courtrooms, speak with the judges, and get kids out of jail with my stamp of approval. Major.
Life after indictment, you got to use that.
Well, my homegirl, she filming a reality show now. We filming that. That's the name of it, Life After Indictment.
Get out of here.
Yes,
yeah, you get.
Yeah, I had to put a plug in.
Oh no doubt. Definitely do that. What about your proudest moment personally? And you don't have to. I know you have sons and stuff. So outside of that, because obviously, personally, just
probably when I got my first contract with KIP Atlanta. Get my first contract with KIP Atlanta and Usher Collier Elementary, for them people to believe in me, believe in my curriculum, believe in my presence, and to entrust me with a group of kids. Just that let me know that God was really ushering me through this place. Because that doesn't happen. And them people like Dr. Barber, we trust you, we believe in you, and I proved them right. And I'm going on my third contract with KIP. I'm going on my third contract with Usher Collier. I'm going to go on my third contract with Price Middle School. And I got Tri-City lined up, College Park Elementary.
He out there, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, he is. When I say this man is in the community, he isn't. And I'm telling you, this is inspiring to me, because I know, like, I have my limitations with my day gig, and still just navigating my way with my boys going through, like, getting ready to go to college, the other one going to middle school. Like, truth be told, me still, like, divorce, like, still kind of things with me. So, like, I'm working through, and then just my personal, like, life kind of thing, just working through stuff. So, but I'm opening up to getting more involved in the community, like getting out there more. Like, I'm doing work, and a lot of it's like, whether it's like emails, like giving out advice, or online, that type thing. But now to really get out there in the community, and one of the things I'm trying to do is the Daddy Everyday Community and Resource Center. Trying to open that up. But we were talking about what you want to try to open up, which is amazing. Thank you for correcting me.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for correcting me. That's how you speak. Can you tell us about that?
One More Question Life Center. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because most of the crimes and most of the insecurities happen around midnight. And I want these kids to know they got a place to come to. We ain't gonna have no red tape. We're going to get you what you need to get you on your way with life. And throughout the day, the programming and the assistance and the corrective education of not only finances, but of your mental. And we're going to coach them up. We're just not going to hand them no food box or no check for their utilities. You're going to come get some courses. You're going to get some counseling. That's going to be part of the process of getting these services, resources from One More Question Life Center.
I love it. I love it. When I heard the idea 24 hours, I was like, that it blew my mind because of what you just said. Like, they will be able to get assistance. It's not no limitation to it. Like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. It's too late. But I really need help now.
Real hospital.
Right. Wow. Amazing. Let's say right now, if the world was watching and you want to tell the world something, what would you tell it?
The richest man, not the man that has the most, but the man that needs the least. So many people are making rash decisions on temporary situations that costing them a life sentence, costing them a 10-year bid, costing them their freedom, costing them their marriage, costing them their relationship with their kids over some coins, man. Trying to look like what they seeing projected on these social media outlets.
Oh, you know what? Now that you mentioned social media, I wanted to touch on it a little bit. And I don't harp on it too much. Obviously, we didn't have social media growing up.
Absolutely.
That is a new wrinkle in parenting. The dangers of it. Like, first of all, and I'm not bashing social media. I love it. Like, it's definitely a tool that can be used for good and help spread the word. Have you found social media to have a negative effect on the kids that you're trying to help?
Yes, because most of all the fights and the misunderstandings start the night before online. About a picture, a post, or a comment, and they bring it back to school. And it leads to Atlantic Station killings.
Right.
The high schools in the parking lots, the killings. It's senseless that it's all about a post or a comment.
Anything we can do as far as that? Like, what can we, as far as the community, do to help support you and help, like, our kids? And I know that's a very broad question, but what are some of the things that we can do, like everyday citizens can do to help our kids?
The in-kind donations, because the donation is going to be spent on the resources.
Right.
These kids want haircuts. They want tennis shoes. They want clothes. They want groceries. Your image is everything. And when they got that together, they're going to go to school, sit in class, pay attention, keep their head up. You cold, you're hungry, and you're ashamed you ain't going to school to learn. If you do go there, I want to get in trouble so I can get off around all other people that are looking decent.
And we don't think of things like that. I know, like, growing up, we definitely didn't have it that great, but we were decent. But I never looked at it in that sense of some of the kids that were, you know, quote unquote bad, or however you want to phrase it.
We were just looking at the neighbor. Now they're looking at the whole world. Got on Valenciaga.
Right.
Got the temp fade, got the dreads hanging, got the painted on hairline. They got the drip on, and they want that same look.
And let that be something before we judge our kids. And when I say kids, the kids in the community, about their behavior. Let's find out where it's coming from.
Absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of times it's not just the kids, like they're like acting out as a cry for help.
Yeah. You know, so many situations where sleeping in the car, going from relative couch to couch to couch, in extended stay, going through a divorce with the parents, being abused, no groceries, utilities off, and school is like heaven for some of them. So it's so many parables that we have to take into account, but you got to be able to pay attention to a child to recognize what's going on, to ask the right questions.
Do you feel, and I know you have to tread lightly on this as far as schools, do you feel schools are doing enough, or do you think it's more on us parents doing more to help the schools?
The parents got to do more to help the schools, because the teacher only has so many hours in a day, and it's like 30 minutes for a class. Everybody come in, get seated, get the assignment, But then you got to correct 2 or 3 knuckleheads. It's taken away from the ones that came to learn. So now everybody getting behind.
And I asked that because there was one school I was working with, and I had the parent liaison and assistant principal, and we were talking, and they found it hard to get parents to come to school, to get involved. What are ways that we can try to encourage parents to come to school? What would you say to parents to try to get them to just get involved in school?
Well, the main thing with our people, you gotta offer some groceries.
And that's what they mentioned. They said the only time they can get them to come up is if they were providing dinner.
You got to give them some. People ain't coming out to vote. People ain't coming out to. They don't go to a football game. They gonna go to a concert. They want to be entertained. But when it comes to getting informed and getting the right information, not all parents, but a large amount of them. But we just got to get creative with it, man. And we got to get creative with it.
And I put out there to parents, too, that we have to get involved. Even if your kid is an all-A student, just being in the building, because I know I've done where I've been lunch monitor at elementaries, and the little kids are just excited to see somebody new. Like, I was the only guy there. Yeah. So for that, those kids didn't actually see an authority figure that was a male, black male. Like, and the girls little girls like, hey, can you open my milk? The guys are like, hey, I like your beard. Then you like that kind of thing, and that kind of interaction. They just craving that kind of interaction because they may not see that again.
Exactly.
Like they don't see that black male in that kind of role.
And then the role that I'm in, I go in during the school hours. They get credits for my class. And all of my kids, they can't wait to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for Dr. Barber to come through. And it's programs like mine that make the kids enjoy school and make the parents interested in, why my kids so excited? I got to meet this Dr. Barber, and here it is. Hey, can you come to my kid's school? Can you get them over here? And I'm only one person.
Right.
But these schools got to get more creative and find the grassroots organizations that are willing to come in and make that impact.
And I definitely think that's what it is. I think the answer is pulling from the community, people like yourself, to bring them into the schools. I think that is the answer for schools to better connect with the kids.
Absolutely.
Because the teachers just don't have time. The teachers are passionate. I would never say anything negative about the teachers. They're passionate. They only have so much time. And
absolutely.
So I definitely say, but this is the quickest 30 minutes ever doing my show. And I hate that it's over. I got to make room for my network mates. But give out all your information, how people can contact you, how people can support you, and all that.
You can support me on Amazon, Behind the Trap. All the proceeds going toward the organization. I got apparel on there too. Is One More Question, inc.org. The number 1, MOQUESTION.org. My IG is One More Question, Travis Barber. I just need your support. And, these kids deserve an opportunity, deserve a chance. I know y'all busy. I know you ain't got time. I'm cool with all that, but I do. Help me, help us. Let's make our community safer. Because in a minute, you can better come outside. These kids are going ham. I don't know what the new drugs are, but they jumping over cars, and it's just dangerous. And it's going to get worse if we don't get involved. And One More Question is the way to get involved. Thank you.
And I definitely 100% support
this. Your book,
this
so
man.
I appreciate you for buying it, too.
Oh, hey, no doubt, brother. No, as soon as E put me on, I said, let me check out this brother. And I said, oh, he got a book? Yes. So definitely. And then I started following you on Instagram, and I was like, this man is out there. Like, I'm telling you, you were an inspiration to me. I'm already doing community work, and you're still an inspiration to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, so keep up the good work. You guys support. I beg of you, support this man. I want to support a 24-hour facility. Like, and he makes me think I'm not dreaming big enough for my endeavors, and I love that. So thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming on the show. We definitely got to do this again.
I need a plane ticket, man. I need a plane ticket back.
We're definitely going to have you back on the show, brother. Thank you so much.
I'll be honored. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, all right. Sir. Thank you guys for tuning into the Daddy Everyday Show. Go to daddyeveryday.org for all my social media and everything I'm doing. and all that other good stuff. And super producer Big Lack, thank you, sir.
Appreciate you, Big Lack.